What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dylan Talks Tone. This is sort of the gift guide season, right? There's going to be a gift guide for everything. And so I want to give you one of mine. The where it's going to be a little bit different, though, is we're not going to show you any crap, right? This is not going to be a bunch of junk off of Amazon for the sake of having it on here, right? Like we're just not going to do that. Everything that you're going to see today is stuff that we use. So that means in a professional, this is all going to be like professional grade stuff that you could be proud to own if you're the person who is looking for a gift. But more importantly, share this list with others if you are on the receiving end, and that way they won't buy you a piece of crap. You'll get something cool. I also should say that all of this stuff on this list is under $100, and actually some of it is 20, 30, 40. So, real reasonably priced stuff. Quality, premium stuff for in my opinion, in 2025, a truly affordable price. So, let's jump into it. Like I said, we use all this stuff here in the shop. Let me show you what we got. First things first, we will get some of the stuff that we do out of the way. So this is a pickup cover. Now this one's got my name engraved on it because it's going on one of the P90s that we're selling, which, one of our P90s is not under $100, but you can get a bunch of this. This is just a junk one I pulled out of the drawer, but you can get a bunch of this stuff custom engraved. We could put your mom's name on there, we could put your name on there, we could put your dog's name on there, we could put a dragon on there, we could put, I don't know, whatever you want. And it could be in this kind of pickup, or we could do it with this, or we could do it with custom engraved neck plates for like Telecasters and Stratocasters, or we could do it with control plates or whatever. And those are relatively inexpensive and reasonable priced. Pretty cool gift, and you could actually make it personalized for whomever you are buying the gift. And if you are the person who is a guitar player, share this video with your friends and or relatives, because then they will know what to get you as well. Let's go ahead and just say real quick, we do have a bunch of merch on the website too. So this is my Sasquatch hat because I'm wearing a Sasquatch shirt. We have a bunch of other stuff over there. You can check it out at Dylan Talks Tone. Okay, so that's that. And then there's one more thing that we sell that I want to show you. So we've talked before about the Runway Audio guitar cable being some of the best in the business. This right here is our exclusive. See, it says Dylan Talks Tone on one end, and it says Runway Audio on the other. This is in the silver carbon, or whatever they call it, with red ends. So this is kind of the Dylan Talks Tone colors. And we have these available on the website. And this is the best cable in the business, period. When I say best, I mean 20 picofarads per foot, lifetime warranty, excellent cable. We've got a bunch of them around here. It's all I use. On all of the live streams, you'll see we use their XLR cables in the same colors. They make great stuff. And the way this works is you can go to Dylan Talks Tone and order this from us, and then they actually ship it to you. So they see the order when you get it on our website, and then they make it and ship it straight to you. And we've been doing it for a long time with them, and these are fantastic cables. And they're under $100. I think they're about 60. They're a little spendy for a quote-unquote guitar cable, but if you've got one of these, get in the comments and tell everybody else how awesome they are, because they really are awesome. Okay, let's jump over to tools. And I should say all the stuff that I'm showing you today, again, this is stuff that we actually use. Not stuff we just bought once and threw on the shelf, but stuff we actually use every day. Actually, a couple of things I have to actually grab from her because she's using it right now. So let's see, what are the next thing? Oh yeah, StewMac Straight Edge. This is newest in my collection, the StewMac Straight Edge. It comes in a bunch of different scale lengths. You can buy a straight edge for doing neck work like on Amazon and stuff. I have a couple of those. They're okay, but the problem is they're not very consistent when it comes to how straight they are. And especially on this edge right here, man, it makes a difference when you're doing a setup. A couple of thousandths of an inch can make a difference. So the StewMac Straight Edge, falls under the category, and I think you would dig it a lot. I'll leave a link to this down below. I'll leave a link to all of this, obviously. Let's talk files. So files are another thing. You can just kind of go get them at Harbor Freight. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them anywhere. But if you want to do more than a couple of guitars, I think for consistency's sake and quality of product, good files are good. So this is the original Z file. If you are not familiar with how to do crowning and leveling on a guitar, you may not be interested in this. But for those of us that do this from time to time, instead of being totally crowned like this, it's in the shape of a Z, and what happens is you run it on the fret one way, then you run it on the fret the other way. You flip the file over, and that makes sure that the center of the fret stays in the middle and it doesn't get over crowned. It's really, really cool. I can crown an entire guitar in 5 minutes with this thing. It's really, really neat. If you want to know how to do this, let me know in the comments and I will make a video about it, because I have a neck that I have to do. So let me know if you want to learn that, and we'll put that in the comments, or in the next video schedule. Related to this, is StewMac's what is this? Fret 1175. This is the fret end dressing file, and what this is for is when you get a guitar, and it maybe comes from a long ways away, and you don't have control over it, right? Because it was on an airplane, it was on a UPS truck, it was whatever. You get it, and the frets are a little sharp. This guy right here is the ultimate tool for fixing the frets. Now, you can go to Harbor Freight or Amazon or somewhere and get a cheap one, like a file like this, right? And it will probably work. But if you feel, this is one from Harbor Freight, if you feel the teeth on this versus the teeth on this, you're going to get a much nicer kind of custom shop level finish on your fret ends. This is just going to kind of chew them up a bit. I don't use this one on guitars. So quality of the file does make a difference. Kind of going along the same lines as that is the little StewMac toolkit. And I really like this little StewMac toolkit because it's got all the tools in it that you need to work on a guitar. It's got the little screwdriver. The one really, really cool tool that comes in this, we actually keep it over here on the bench all the time, is this little captive screwdriver. So when you're working on a humbucker and you want to adjust the screws, this actually is captive. So if you want to adjust them, it's hard to see because, okay, there we go. Then you can adjust this and it won't slip off and scratch your cover, which around here, that's important to us. So, you know, when we're building pickups. So to be able to adjust your cover without the screw falling off, or, you know, scratching it. I love this thing, and we use this dozens of times a day. As far as the rest of your guitar setup goes, if you have a Floyd Rose or some other double action tremolo, this will have all your little Allen keys for that. It'll have rethreading screws for if you strip out a pickguard screw, for example, something like that. It's got a little socket. It's got a little wire brush in here for getting rid of corrosion if you needed it for something. Yeah, it's just a complete little toolkit, and it's this small, can fit in your guitar case if you want it, and pretty much does almost everything you need it to do. The only thing it doesn't include that I wish it did is the hex wrenches for like a Gibson truss rod, but your Gibson, for example, your Gibson guitar should have that anyway in the case. So that might be the only other thing this doesn't have, but I like it a lot. Okay, let's talk about soldering irons. I use a Heiko 8880D, 8088, whatever it is. Anyway, I'll leave a link to it. It's the blue one. It's not under $100. These are about $125. To stay under $100 and get you what you're looking for, I will give you a link to the Weller in this picture. I'll just show you a picture of it right here. Now, there are a couple of different Wellers that look sort of the same. There's one that's a little cheaper than this, but the tips and the iron is not as precision. So what that means is all of this is way fatter, so it's harder to work on guitars with. So the one I'm showing you has kind of a more precision tip like this. I believe it's 70 watts, which is plenty hot enough to do whatever you want to do, under $100, and like pro grade or prosumer grade where you'll never have to worry about wearing it out. If you just buy a cheap soldering iron off of Amazon, like the old Radio Shack 15 watt kind, a lot of times soldering to the back of a pot or something it's just not going to fly. So you need that extra wattage, but you don't want the okay, I'll just say girth. You don't want the girth of some of those other models. You want the slender one. So I'll leave a link to this one in the description so you get the right one. Now, let's also talk about multimeters. I mention multimeters a lot on this channel. This one is not under $100. This one's like almost 300 or 400, I think. I don't know, it's expensive. I've had it for many, many years. But Fluke makes an excellent multimeter that is much more affordable and still has the accuracy of a more expensive one, but it still does all the jobs you need it to do to work on a guitar, but it doesn't cost $1 million. Hey Brianna, can you hand me your Fluke, your multimeter? Thank you. This is the Fluke 101. It's got all your basic features and then some that you could use to work on a guitar. It's small. It has the same, actually, high quality leads, which is important, that the more expensive ones do. So these are the same. They haven't cheaped out on that. And it does basically everything you need it to do. Less bells and whistles, but it's super quality, super accurate. The battery lasts a long time. It works really, really well. So quality multimeter, not a cheap one. And then the other thing is guitar hangers. So you could go a lot of directions with guitar hangers, right? You could get the single ones that go on the wall, like the string swing ones. I actually like these. So they're an aluminum channel, and they come with a bunch of hangers on them. Now this, I believe, let's see, is 1, 2, 3 put together because I kind of had to work with my ceiling there to make it work on the levels that it works on. And then over here, I have another one. So these come in various lengths. They come with various numbers of guitar hangers on them. They're super reliable, and most importantly, they're not the cheap ones. And that is very important because you'll see here we have a nitrocellulose finished guitar. We have another nitrocellulose finished guitar. We have another nitrocellulose finished guitar. And over there we have another nitrocellulose finished guitar. And the hangers themselves are a high quality rubber that do not do damage to the headstock of your guitar. If you get the cheapy ones off of Amazon or whatever, like the cheapy ones, these are going to be on Amazon too, but the real cheap ones, you could, depending on the finish on your guitar, do damage to it. Instead of just showing you a bunch of cheap stuff off of Amazon, I wanted to, or whatever, Harbor Freight or wherever, I wanted to give you some quality alternatives. My thing is what we talk about a lot on this channel is I don't recommend stuff that I wouldn't use myself, or that one of my good friends, if one of my good friends came and said, hey, should I buy this file from Harbor Freight? I would tell them no. I would tell them, you know what, spend a little more, get this one, lifetime warranty, it won't tear up your guitar, for example. So everything I'm sharing with you is actually a quality product that I think will last a long time. And then that way, if you're the person watching this video who is the gift giver, you're not just giving them a piece of crap for a placeholder, right? You're actually giving them something really cool that I think they'll be able to use. And if you're the person who is getting ideas for gifts, then, you'll get something nice. So there you go. If you have any additions to make to this list, do me a favor. Do not use links because YouTube will kick your comment out. But share in the comments because we're always looking for ideas for this kind of stuff. Do me a favor, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, and we'll get back to some more technical guitar stuff on Monday. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you soon.